You're watching News9, English news as it should be.
Welcome to News9 and you are watching On Point. Today we have 3 On Points. On Point 1 is on Prime Minister Modi setting the tone for the winter session of Parliament with his delivery, not drama remark. On Point 2 is on the imminent big showdown on Imran Khan's detention. On Point 3 is on how air pollution is causing arthritis. And now let's take a quick look at the headlines. Civil Aviation Minister confirms GPS spoofing attempt near Delhi airport. Several flights reported navigation interference on runway 10. 7 airports got affected. Centre directs smartphone makers to preload government Sanchar Sathi cyber safety application on all new devices within 90 days and ensure it cannot be uninstalled as part of the efforts to curb phone fraud. SC defends farmers on air pollution in Delhi. NCR says farmers alone cannot be blamed for Delhi's air pollution. Asks Centre to revisit anti-pollution action plan. Bangladesh court sentences former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to 5-year jail term in land scam case. Also imposes 1 lakh taka fine. Setting the tone for the winter session, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched a sharp attack on opposition parties, accusing them of turning Parliament into a battleground to vent out their electoral frustration, urging the opposition to fulfill its responsibility with a constructive approach. Prime Minister Modi said that Parliament must be driven by delivery, not drama, and said the emphasis should be on policy, not slogans.
सदन के माध्यम से राष्ट्र को भी लाभान्वित करेंगे और इसलिए मेरा आग्रह रहेगा कि हम इन चीजों को गंभीरता से लें। ड्रामा करने के लिए जगह बहुत होती है, जिसको करना है करते रहें। यहां ड्रामा नहीं, डिलीवरी होनी चाहिए। नारे के लिए भी जितने नारे बुलवाने हैं वो पूरा देश खाली पड़ा है। जहां पराजित होकर के आए वहां बोल चुके हो, जहां अभी पराजय के लिए जाने वाले हो वहां भी बोल दीजिए, लेकिन यहां तो नारे नहीं, नीति पर बल देना चाहिए।
Prime Minister further said that the opposition still appears unsettled due to the defeat in the recent assembly elections in Bihar, where the NDA returned to power, winning more than 200 seats. Reacting to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's statement, opposition leaders said that the government was not allowing it to raise relevant issues. Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra said talking about important issues like SIR and pollution is not drama.
I suggest that urgent issues like what you said, pollution, other issues, SIR, it is a huge issue for democracy. What is going on? Whether it's the election situation or the SIR, these are huge issues. Let's discuss them. What is Parliament for? Let's discuss them. Let them have a discussion. It's not drama. Speaking about issues, raising issues is not drama. Drama is not allowing discussion. Drama is not having a democratic discussion about issues that matter to the public.
देखिए मेरे पत्रकार साथियों, ड्रामा तो आप भी जानते हो कौन करता है। ये मुस्कुराहट बता रही है कि ड्रामा कौन करता है। ड्रामा, डेमोक्रेसी, केवल इसलिए ड्रामा शब्द का इस्तेमाल करना क्योंकि डी से डेमोक्रेसी है। हम ये चाहते हैं कि सिंसियरिटी से काम हो एसआईआर पे और कोई भी मतदाता छूटे नहीं। जो ये जान जा रही है, ये भी ड्रामा है क्या? हमारे साथियों ये बताइए, जो बीएलओ ये जान चली गई जिनकी, तो ये क्या ड्रामा था कि जान जाना?
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge criticized Prime Minister Narendra Modi, saying that he has not once again delivered drama instead of addressing key issues before Parliament. Responding to Kharge, Union Minister Kiren Rijiju said that the government was considering the opposition demand for a debate on SIR and it was difficult to implement since the opposition puts a lot of preconditions.
The matter related to whatever you call it, special intensive revision or electoral reforms or whatever, I have stated before the beginning of the winter session that government is not averse to taking up discussion for anything. But yesterday you were quite considerate. You said that, okay, you can enlarge the topic of discussion, you can make different headline topics. I am not opposed to that. The only thing I am referring to today is, please give some time. While there are other business which are listed can be taken up, the demand which you have put forward has not been rejected. So don't presume that government is not ready to discuss on any matter.
And the matter didn't end. Literally, it became a dogfight. Let me play out that visual. It actually became a dogfight. A member of parliament ended up bringing a dog to the house. Though he was not inside, but he was inside the parliament complex. And certain statements were made about the importance of those who are outside and those who sit inside. But well, that's not the important aspect of our debate. The important aspect of our debate is, will Parliament deliver this time or will there be drama? I think that's the most important line, and I'm joined by Wing Commander Anuma Acharya, spokesperson Congress Party, Dr. Dharendra Tayal, spokesperson BJP, Nikhil Jain, political analyst, and Bhanuchandra Nagarajan, another political analyst. Let me straight away go to Dr. Tayal, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party. So, Mr. Tayal, my question to you is, do you think this time the Parliament will be able to deliver important issues related with policy, or do you think that there will be only drama?
No, we truly hope that the opposition will constructively come forward and participate in the parliamentary proceedings, and we will have a meaningful debate whenever that has happened in the past. For example, there is some data of winter session 2023. It was 74 to 81%, and 17 bills were passed. On the other hand, in the monsoon session, we just had about 29% working in Lok Sabha and 37% in the Rajya Sabha, and nothing much got done. So one really feels and hopes that the opposition would step up and participate constructively. And if there are any issues like you just played out, Mr. Kiren Rijiju has said so that nothing has been rejected. And one thing important is to understand is that this is the parliament. It is not a street. So here there are procedures for everything. I mean, you have Congress has its members on the Business Advisory Committee, which sits down and decides what issues to be discussed, when to be discussed, for how long to be discussed.
Okay.
Then there is the Rule 193, there is the Rule 184, under which you can ask questions and things can be discussed. So procedures are there, but unfortunately for Congress, since they don't have anything on their plate and nothing to say, and they somehow, for example, the Bihar defeat, they want to camouflage it, and now they want to dump it. Earlier they were trying to dump it on EVMs. Now EVMs is past tense. Now the latest is SIR. Dump it on SIR. Dump it on anything.
Okay.
While own Bihar people who have said that it is Rahul Gandhi who is responsible for this defeat.
Okay.
So
Okay, Dr. Tayal, just let me take opening comments from all. Anuma Acharya, I mean to say, your MP brought a dog to the Parliament complex today.
Good evening to you. I don't know what is your constraint, but it is not a discovery also that you have to say that setting the tone and sharp attack. Prime Minister said drama versus delivery, Nara versus Niti. If the Prime Minister wants to talk about delivery, then where was he when all the national crisis of COVID was there? He was hibernating at that time. No press briefing, no question answer, no accountability. Chinese incursion happened in Ladakh. No clarity, no confrontation, not even acknowledgement. Morbi bridge collapsed. The person is absconding, accused is absconding. But no answer, no outrage, nothing. Balasore rail accident.
Ma'am, ma'am, you didn't answer my question. I said, why was the dog in Parliament complex?
That question comes from Hiren Joshi. I am not answering. taming. That's not needed.
But your MP got the,
I do not know.
No.
Makes you think?
Where is this dog sitting, madam? Ma'am, where is this dog sitting?
I'm not here to discuss the dog.
No, your MP got a dog here.
I'm here to discuss the taming of media.
No. Your MP got a dog disrespecting the parliament. I'm asking you a question. Please. I've been in this business for 25 years. Please don't teach me. I've been in this business for 25 years, madam. My question is very simple to you. Why did the MP got a dog inside the parliament?
What hurts you? I don't know. What hurts you?
No, nothing hurts me. I'm just asking you. Why was the dog there?
You. Now I understand. It is hurting you, Karthikeyan.
No, it's not hurting me. Why was the dog there? I'm just asking you. That's it.
Dog was brought inside the parliament in the session.
Madam, I have covered this house for 20 years. This is parliament complex between the new and the old parliament. Anyway.
There were security guards, guys. Why are you asking this question to me? Is that a national debate on why the dog was there? The security was for what? Why have we...
You're saying it's a breach of security?
I do not know. Whatever you are talking, you are
I'm just playing out the visual.
The main issue wherein the Prime Minister is trying to demean the opposition. He's trying to belittling the opposition. Why don't we stick to that?
Mr. Dharinder Tyal, do you think that the Prime Minister demeaned the opposition by saying that there should be delivery? There should be function of the policy. Let the BJP spokesperson defend the Prime Minister. Na? My job is to moderate the discussion, madam. It's his job.
You are asking the question in a manner which I have not asked in that manner.
No. I'm asking the question the way they has to be asked, madam. I'm asking the question the way they have to be asked. It's just that you are getting unnecessarily aggressive about it.
Is trying to belittle the opposition.
Okay, that's your point. I'm asking the BJP spokesperson. Do you think the Prime Minister belittled the opposition? Do you think the Prime Minister belittled the opposition, Mr. Tyal?
The Prime Minister has very clearly requested the opposition that please let us not have theatrics this time because they've happened the last so many times. And let us do something constructive. And we heard even Kiren Rijiju say this, that okay, let us have something constructive. The Congress MPs themselves have gone to Kiren Rijiju earlier and said, we want discussion. Rahul Gandhi does not want discussion. Sukhjinder Randhawa has said that Mr. Gandhi, you come late to the parliament. This is the situation. And Rahul Gandhi himself has said, it is not my job to defend or save the democratic institutions. That is where the Congress party stands today. And she just spoke about China. So very interesting. Supreme Court on that China thing has said Rahul Gandhi is not a true intent. This is from the Supreme Court and not from the Prime Minister. So let us not quote China at least. So in right earnest, bottom of the Indian war gets done, the Prime Minister has requested the opposition to participate constructively as per the norms of the Parliament.
Okay. Anuma, to you, and then I'll go to both my political analysts.
A leader who speaks only for applauses but disappears in accountability is not delivering. He is deflecting. And being critical is not negativity. The problem comes where country needs leadership and leader goes into hibernation. Calling criticism negativity is a convenient shield for the government. And it is they are very uncomfortable with this scrutiny. In a democracy, questions are not negative. They are necessary. Nation building cannot happen by avoiding uncomfortable truths. And democracy today exists mostly on paper. A system where opposition is mocked or muted. Parliament becomes a one-way microphone. Elections are questioned and there is no answer from the government. If we want to talk about SIR, if we want to talk about the pollution and we wanted an early winter session also, then also this government has not accommodated that. And independent media is replaced with compliant megaphones of the government.
I think you should, I think you should argue with the BJP spokesperson. I don't think your comments on media are warranted, madam.
Because media is asking
your comments on media are not warranted. I mean to say they are unwarranted comments. They are unwarranted comments, madam.
Asking about dogs.
No, you're absolutely, I'll ask about the dogs, madam. Absolutely, I'll ask about the dog. I have covered this parliament for 20 years. Please you don't have to tell me. You were not even there when I was covering the parliament. I will ask about the dog. A wrong thing to be done. Absolutely. That was the right question to ask you. You were unsettled completely. You were unsettled completely. I will ask about the dog. Absolutely, that was the right question to ask. That was the right question to ask. If you do not have anything to argue properly, madam, I think do not get into a rant of blaming people. If you do not have anything to argue, do not eat other people's airtime. To Bhanuchandar, don't waste the airtime. Bhanuchandar. Bhanu.
There was a calculation made at some point which said that we are losing around 2.5 lakhs rupees per minute when a parliament doesn't function, and there are estimates that around 150 crore approximately is lost when a session gets wiped out, right? So to put it in perspective, the Chandrayaan mission is 600 crores, okay, the cost of it. So it's basically 4 wiped out parliament session is an equivalent to a Chandrayaan mission. So I think we have to frame the debates in such a way so that we know the opportunity cost of not the parliament not functioning. That's number one. Number two, since the parliament is not functioning, we do not even know who are the great parliamentarians on either side, right? So we can't identify the best batsman because the game is not happening per se. And like Rajiv Shukla said in parliament today, the biggest loser of this whole episode is the opposition. We don't even know what their points are, who are the best spokespeople from their side. And so Parliament used to be the biggest source of information from various parts of India. They were the parliamentarians, the members of Parliament were the original political influencers. Now the source of information and the source of political influence has gone to a media. People are making their minds listening to anchors like you and media people like me, right? So I think the Parliament's legitimacy is coming under question. It is by the democracy's most legitimate forum, but unfortunately it is not being put to use. And see, the government, the opposition cannot dictate the agenda of the Parliament, right? So it is for the government to actually set the agenda. Obviously, there are places, there are actually procedures through which the opposition can raise issues even on one that are urgent, right? There is question hour, there is actually 0 hour, there are calling of attention motions, so many of these, right? And having said all of that, there should be some sort of a gentlemanly agreement between the opposition and the government. See, they need not trust each other, but this sort of acrimony is actually not good for the country.
Absolutely. Nikhil, I'm sorry you had to wait for long.
Yeah, Karthikeya, so let me first talk about the dog issue. Honestly, I don't really see what the problem with that is, because a dog being brought in a private car in the complex of the parliament and not actually entering on the floor of the parliament, I don't think that should be an issue. I'm not aware if there are any rules of the parliamentary complex that forbids any animals from being there, but even if they are indeed, the security should have stopped the dog from entering, and the dog is in a private car. I really don't understand why has this become a political issue with the BJP trying to take jibes with the Congress or the particular MP concerned who's brought in the dog. And I actually have a wonderful, beautiful video, adorable video I would call, of BJP MP Poonam Mahajan playing with the dog on the stairs of the parliament. And I think that's perfectly all right. I don't really know why should we be talking about dogs. I think I'm more concerned about talking about more important issues that I think the Prime Minister has just set the tone on how the winter session is going to proceed, and it is a rather acrimonious tone that the Prime Minister has come with. Now, when the Prime Minister puts it as drama versus delivery, that is taking a very unfair and acrimonious jibe at the opposition. It is the job of the opposition to protest on the floor of the parliament, on the street, to ask the government questions and to hold them accountable, whether it is the government's role in SIR, whether it is the security lapse in the Red Fort blasts, whether it is the forest clearing that is happening in Chhattisgarh, or a number of other issues that the opposition would want to raise. But instead of talking about those issues, the BJP is, trying to trivialize things by talking about dogs and things like that. And lastly, I feel one of the biggest problems why we see this every single time there is a parliament session that the BJP really doesn't understand the role of a parliament in a Westminster democracy. In a Westminster democracy, a parliament does not exist to only pass bills. It also exists and probably primarily exists to hold the government accountable. If the government everybody knows that the government has a majority in the Lok Sabha, right? Then why do you have opposition MPs? The only reason for opposition MPs to exist is to hold the government accountable. It's not a corporate boardroom where you just pass out resolutions. It is a body, it is a top public representative body. It is where people raise the issues of their constituents, of their constituencies, of the people. And that is why discussions should happen. Which is why I find this very flawed when people go about saying X number of rupees are wasted per minute, X number of rupees are wasted per session. This is not money being wasted. It is democracy. It is, it is the symbol of a democracy. It is the symbol of the representation of people. So when my opposition MP asks a question of the government and a bill is not being passed, that is not wastage of the parliament's time. That is the parliament doing its very job. When the minister answers that question, it is their job. When the opposition MP asks that question, it is their job. I really do not see why we must have such controversy every time a session starts.
Okay, Bhanu, I have a question for you. You straddle both the worlds. Arun Jaitley used to say, and I quote him, the opposition must have its say and the government should have its way. That's the fine balance of the parliament. Do you think that fine balance is disrupted?
Oh yes, absolutely. See, I think from the BJP's perspective, they feel that the opposition has not digested its continuous victories, and that's why they are, and they still want to call the shots, and that is the reason they are continuously disrupting Parliament using one bahana or the other, right? So that is, and because of that, like what Nikhil was saying right now, it is a forum for the opposition to raise its voice, but why is the opposition shooting itself in the foot by actually disrupting? And obviously, questions will be raised on the money that is spent. It is the poor person's money, and you can't be blasé, and you can't actually theorize away or saying that why should somebody even talk about money? Of course, it is taxpayers' money. We should talk about it. See, the thing is, there are methods to which opposition can raise it, right? Can raise issues, right? Like I said in question number 0, there are so many other ways to do it. But the opposition is not using it. I think we should actually find a constructive way of working, and both the government and the opposition are answerable to the people of India.
Okay. Before I close the discussion, I'll take 1 minute to Anuma Acharya and 1 minute to Dr. Dharendra Tayal. First to Anuma. Do you think that the parliament will function this time? The logjam witnessed in previous parliament sessions will not be seen in this winter session. To you, madam. 1 minute and 1 minute to BJP spokesperson.
Accountability lies with the government, the ruling party. They should ensure that the parliament runs, and role of opposition is constitutional. It is not optional. The highest office in the world's largest democracy should not be press proof or question proof. I think Prime Minister is wanting to avoid the Epstein file questions and the deaths of BLOs, number of deaths, and Ganesh Kumar tweeting the Zumba dance by BLOs. I think these are the questions we should be asking. Prime Minister wants to just derail that because his name has featured in Epstein files and also the name of
whose name has featured?
That has featured.
I don't think,
Madam, name has come in one of the emails by Jeffrey Epstein, and therefore I think
I don't think, madam. Please get your facts right, madam. Please get your facts right. Please get your facts right, madam. I mean to say, democracy doesn't mean that I mean to please get your facts right. I humbly request you, madam, on this.
My facts are right. I have seen that name in the email.
It's incorrect, madam.
I'm clean on that. Democracy doesn't.
It's incorrect. It's incorrect. It's incorrect.
It does.
Dr. Tayal, no, madam.
Prime Minister who avoids
no, madam. No. Please get your facts right, madam. The wild accusations is something I do not entertain on my channel, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You made your point. Dr. Tayal. Okay, ma'am. You made your point. Thank you, Dr. Tayal.
Okay, so putting falsehood across is nothing new to Congress. Just a few months back, when there were floods in Punjab, Rahul Gandhi tweeted that some tens of lakhs of animals had died, and the final figure actually was 36,000. So this doesn't come as any surprise, but it is shocking that she's making this kind of a statement. The other thing,
I am not making a statement. Whatever has featured, you guys.
Madam, please. He didn't disturb you. He didn't disturb you. He didn't disturb you. I did not allow him to disturb you. Anuma ji, I did not allow him to disturb you.
It's not done. You can't.
No. Please, everything is done. Anuma ji, I don't mute my guest. Please don't. Anuma ji, I don't mute my guest. Please don't push me. Please don't push me. I don't mute my guest. I don't mute my guest. Allow him to speak. No. Please, you made your point. He should be speaking. Mr. Tyal. Mr. Tyal.
There is the one thing which is being raised, let us understand. The one thing which is being raised is as if the government does not want discussion. The government actually wants discussion. It does not want a ruckus. Questions are asked from the chair, not in the well of the house. There are procedures, like I said, the rules are there, the business advisory committee is there, questions can be asked. But let me tell you, Congress in disrupting the parliament is not alone. It is supported by nefarious elements outside the country. And I'll give you proof of this.
Okay, don't disturb, please. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. I've really run short of time. Thank you, all of you. I hope the parliament functions. I hope it does not end up something like which happened on my show today. Barely everyone got time to speak, and whereas the entire idea was to discuss whether parliament would function or not. So this is all I had on my first on point, but don't go away, because after the break, when I'll come back, we'll talk about what's happening in Islamabad, because on the Super Tuesday, a big protest is expected outside Islamabad's High Court, because the members of parliament and supporters of Imran Khan are going to do a gherav there.
सोच रहा हूँ टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस ले लूं ताकि मेरे बाद फैमिली को पैसों की कमी ना हो।
तू भी ले ले। हमें जल्दी क्या है, बाद में देख लेंगे। आराम से।
अपने कुणाल को हार्ट अटैक आ गया यार।
पॉलिसी बाजार पर 0 GST के साथ अब 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 400 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Eastern India's first Business and Economy Literature Fest 2025 on 20th and 21st December at Taj Tal Kutir, Kolkata. EIILM Kolkata presents a Business and Economy Literature Fest 2025. Curation and ideation partner Story Nest.
अपनी सुपर पावर यूज करने का टाइम आ गया।
आप टेंशन मत लीजिए, IIFL फाइनेंस से झटपट गोल्ड लोन लीजिए और बिजनेस आगे बढ़ाइए।
लाइफ जब भी आगे बढ़ने का मौका दे, अपनी सुपर पावर, अपना गोल्ड यूज करिए और IIFL फाइनेंस से गोल्ड लोन लीजिए। IIFL फाइनेंस करता है सीधी बात।
आराम से। हाँ। सामान देना भैया।
अब आगे क्या करना है? वो बिट्टू की पर्ची में देखो ना, कहाँ गई पर्ची? नमस्ते
जी।
हाँ, मुझे पता है वो पर्ची में क्या लिखा होता है। आप चलिए मेरे साथ। व्हील चेयर, ये आपका और ये आपका। पर्ची में शॉपिंग की बात तो जरूर लिखी होती है। थोड़ी पेट पूजा की बात कोई पर्ची में ना लिखे, ऐसा हो सकता है? टिफिन
थैंक यू।
अरे पर्ची मिल गई।
पर्ची में तो ये सब लिखा ही नहीं था।
हम है ना आपकी पर्ची।
सिर्फ वर्ल्ड क्लास एयरपोर्ट्स नहीं चलाते हैं, आपके सफर में हम सफर बन जाते हैं। अदानी, हम करके दिखाते हैं।
A big showdown is expected on Tuesday in Islamabad. PTI supporters are expected to sit in front of the Islamabad High Court to protest against former Prime Minister Imran Khan's solitary detention. Supporters want proof of Imran Khan's life. Once a poster boy of Pakistan Army, Imran has already spent more than 2 years behind bars. Imran is 73 years old but continues to be relevant in Pak politics. Other political dynasties have surrendered to Field Marshal Asim Munir, whereas Imran remains defiant. His political support is intact and the army is aware of it. What is of immense global concern is that Munir has ushered a hybrid form of government in which both legislature and judiciary have been weakened by the act of legislation, making army's role pivotal in every aspect of Pakistani life. The government is rattled by the protests that took place last week. The last week protest happened in front of Adiala jail. The most important was by Khyber Pakhtunkhwa CM Sohail Afridi. Pak government is concerned that it should not lead to Pakhtun mobilization against the government. More so, Imran supporters will protest in front of the Islamabad High Court.
इमरान खान साहब को तकरीबन 4 नवंबर से अब तक जो है वो आइसोलेशन में रखा गया है। ना उनकी बहनों की उनसे मुलाकात करवाई जा रही है, ना वकला की, ना पार्टी लीडरशिप की, ना डॉक्टर्स की। एक तशवीशनाक खबर बाहर आई नेशनल और इंटरनेशनल मीडिया पर। उसके बाद हमने अडियाला जेल जाकर पाकिस्तान तहरीक इंसाफ की लीडरशिप और बहनों में से किसी को भी सिर्फ उनको कहा कि 2 मिनट मिलने दे ताकि वो कायदे तहरीक इमाम इनकलाब जनाब इमरान खान साहब से सिर्फ 2 मिनट के लिए मिले और उनकी सेहत दरियाफ्त करे और बाहर आ जाए। लेकिन बदकिस्मती से हमें वहां सारी रात बिताने के बाद भी नहीं मिलने दिया गया। सुबह हम इस्लामाबाद हाई कोर्ट गए ताकि चीफ जस्टिस इस्लामाबाद हाई कोर्ट को जो है इस सारे किस्से का बताए, लेकिन उन्होंने भी मुलाकात से इनकार किया।
We also spoke with Imran Khan's sister on Friday, who has been demanding proof of life. Imran's sister has moved the court and also produced the order that allowed twice a week in-person meeting with Imran Khan that the government of the day has been denying. She alleged that the government wants to suppress his voice.
What happened when you all went near the Adiala jail 2 days back, and how has the state responded so far?
Well, everybody saw how the state responded. They didn't let us in. They physically abused and didn't let people come near the gate. So, and everybody saw the way the police, what they mishandled me, the way they mistreated me. It was everywhere in the media.
Now on this issue, I am joined by Ambassador Veena Sikri. I am also joined by Imtiaz Gul, author, senior journalist and executive director, the Center for Research and Security Studies, live from Islamabad. And I am also joined by Ahmad Mustaqan, senior journalist from Washington. Let me start with Mr. Gul. Mr. Gul, my question is, Mr. Afridi seems to have taken a frontal position on this issue. And tomorrow, the reports are that they are going to be protest in front of the Islamabad High Court. How do you see this development? Do you think that there is some sort of politics galvanizing, sir, around Imran Khan?
I think Imran Khan has been galvanizing Pakistan's politics for the past 3 years at least, ever since he was arrested. And the only thing that Pakistan is talking about, I mean, if you pick up any mainstream television channel, you pick up any newspaper, there is no way around Imran Khan, whether it's good or bad, but he's being talked about. So it's very difficult to escape the subject that is Imran Khan, and now more so for all those people who got into the parliament, who got into power because of Imran Khan. Imran Khan sanctioned them the tickets for the election. So they feel obliged now to take to the streets and agitate for his release. Now, regardless of what that results in, the issue is that within the party, all those people within the party as well as outside the party, common people, they are so anxious about the well-being of the former Prime Minister that they are now pressurizing their parliamentarians, the MPs in the provincial parliaments as well as in the national parliaments, as to come out and speak for the release, for transparency as far as Imran Khan's condition is concerned. So I think Imran Khan has already galvanized, and then the point is whether the state of Pakistan, whether the system that currently is ruling Pakistan is able to extricate itself from this galvanizing factor that is called Imran Khan.
Ambassador Sikri, do you think that this has the capacity to gain momentum, and why is there so much of push coming from Afridi? Is there internal dynamics to this protest that is taking place around Imran Khan, especially from him?
Well, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the only state where you do have the PTI in power. So that's Imran Khan's party government. And I think the chief minister of that state taking such an active role is very important and natural. But it has certainly, as was just explained, it has certainly galvanized the people of Pakistan, not only just the people of the political party, of Imran Khan's political party, but of the people of Pakistan. And I think that to a large extent you also have the fact that Pakistan has now got a military dictatorship once again. I would not even call it a hybrid government. It is in fact a full-blown military dictatorship after the 27th Amendment, and even the UN has expressed its concern about the powers that the military has taken for itself. And we do know that in earlier times the UN has said that if Pakistan moves towards anything other than a democratic rule and it moves towards military rule, they will ban Pakistan's officers and soldiers from taking part in UN peacekeeping operations. So I certainly hope the UN brings that into play because they have already expressed concern about the 27th
I have made 5 questions. This question, these are the questions for all my panelists. I'll start with you quickly, and then I'll go to Ahmar, and then I'll go to Mr. Gul. Do you think that Imran Khan can get amnesty the way Musharraf got it, the way other generals they have the leeway? Do you think he can get amnesty? Can he get out of the prison? Ambassador Sikri?
Well, I think that there has to be a whole international movement for that. It is a possibility, but I think at the moment the biggest concern is what is happening within Pakistan. And if this movement tomorrow morning onwards gathers momentum, then certainly the pressure will be there to give him amnesty. Okay. But first they have to find out whether he's alive. I mean, that's the biggest concern from his party members and from all the people, from his family, his sisters, folks who are moving. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Mustaqan, do you think that will he ever get out of the jail? Or he might end up like previous Prime Minister?
Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
You see, as you know, I come from Balochistan. And there the bleeding wounds of Balochistan has gone unattended for the last 2 decades, including the time when Mr. Khan was there in power. But I will draw your attention to a statement, and we are really appreciative of Mr. Khan, because when Herbiar Murray and his colleague Faiz Baloch were being tried at a London court, this is, was reported. Giving evidence at a London terror trial, the sportsman turned politician said, had he been in the same position as the 2 men, Herbiar Murray and Faiz Baloch, in the dock, he would have been prepared to take up arms. So this is what he had said, and for which we are grateful to him. And you might be aware, just yesterday, a very well-educated woman, Zarina Baloch, blew herself up to liberate her land from the occupation of the Pakistani military forces. So our struggle is continuing, and she was the 5th educated girl to sacrifice her life in this manner. We appreciate Khan Saab's struggle. We would like to talk to him. We would like to talk to him for peace. We would like for him to come and have a negotiation settlement with us. I will point out one thing to you.
Okay.
When Zia was in power, one of my uncle asked him, why did you have to kill Mr. Bhutto? Why couldn't you send him into exile? Zia responded, Khan Saab, there were 2 people and 1 grave. So I sent Mr. Bhutto to the grave. So with this general, this is the same kind of situation. He has done so many wrongs to the people of Pakistan. He feels threatened. The most interesting thing right now is there is infighting going on at the very higher level of the Pakistani military leadership. There is rampant corruption, and one of the barristers in London, he exposed it, and the Interior Minister came on television to tell that that he will be extradited and brought back to Pakistan.
Okay, Mr. Gul, the same question to you. Do you think that he can get amnesty, and how come his family members are not being allowed to meet him twice a week? That was something which the court order says, that they can meet him one-to-one. Why is that not being allowed? Is there a backstory to that, sir?
Well, in the first place, I would request you, not to turn such shows just into a Balochistan show. Here we are discussing a national issue, and I think there are plenty of other people also from the very province where Imran Khan is ruling and who are suffering. They obviously, Balochistan has suffered, Baloch people have suffered, so have the Pashtuns. But if you are conducting a mainstream prime-time television show, then the contours of this program should remain national. The way you have put your question about Imran Khan galvanizing factor, yes, indeed. Now, I don't know the question, if you could repeat it, I can respond to that.
Question was, can Imran get amnesty like Pervez Musharraf?
General Pervez Musharraf never got amnesty. He fled the country. He left the country after his exit from the country was maneuvered through the Sindh High Court, and then he was also tried in absentia, I think under Article 6. But the day I think he was sort of implicated in under Article 6, which is about the treason. So then I think a few days later he just escaped from the country. So he had abrogated the constitution. Imran Khan has not. So this is not about pardoning somebody who has violated the constitution or who has trampled the law. He has been convicted, I think, on charges which are very questionable, which if brought to the higher court, regardless what court, I think will be blown out of the window, just because those cases these cases have no legs to stand on. So the issue is that he's simply an ex-prime minister who fell out of favor with the military, with the opposition parties. He has refused to compromise with the mainstream political parties, and that's why he's been now in jail for 850 days, more or less. But we also have to underline, and we must not lose sight of this bitter fact. Imran Khan is not a national prisoner. He's an international prisoner because of his pro-China leaning, because of him having been a very nationalistic, sounding very nationalistic leader, the way Zulfikar Ali Bhutto had done. And there is a very clearly available documentation on why he fell out of favor of the Americans. So the Americans and the Brits and other big powers, I think, were not comfortable with him. Otherwise, they would have spoken a lot so far on the conditions that exist in Pakistan today, but we haven't heard a single official protest or note verbal from these big governments. So I would assume that these big countries are happy with the current system in Pakistan, and that's why they are not speaking out. And that's why I think at the moment the only chance Imran Khan has is if his party can come out and build up pressure on the authorities for his release or for fair trial, for that matter.
Okay, on this I'll take a comment from Ambassador Sikri. Madam, do you think that he's behind bars because he fell out with the Americans, or the grid, which, as Mr. Gul was saying, that has great say in the Pakistan's politics?
Well, at that time, of course, there was a huge furor, because I remember that image of former Prime Minister Imran Khan waving that message, a telegram, a secret message, saying how their representative in Washington had been told clearly by the by the American authorities that Imran Khan will have to go if he doesn't change it. So it's very clear, that's very clear. But I think that the bigger question that both in Bangladesh and in Pakistan, you do have the Western countries keeping completely quiet on these blatant violations of democracy, blatant violations of individual rights, blatant violations of the judiciary, and even the judiciary is being weakened. We do know under the 27th Amendment in Pakistan, the judiciary has been considerably weakened. In Bangladesh, at the same time, you have a judiciary who's been appointed by an unconstitutional government and so will obviously do what they're told to do. So this is a great reason that why India is so worried, because this causes regional instability, and this lack of democracy has made the people angry in both countries as well. Both in Pakistan and in Bangladesh, you have there's no popularity for the regime. I mean, General Field Marshal Asim Munir may think that he's a great leader, but where is the popularity? As was just pointed out, even within the army there are these pulls and pressures from different sides. So these are all causes for continuing instability, and I only hope that with this strong demonstration of the people's support, that there will be a restoration of the powers of the judiciary, there will be a fair trial, there will be absolutely the earlier decision of the court to allow twice a week visits will be reinstated, and if it's not, then contempt of court charges should be brought and the people should be tried. Now we have to see whether the judiciary will act up on this, or there will be just a complete suppression of the people's will.
Okay, and a closing comment from Mr. Ahmed. Do you think that tomorrow's protest by the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's chief minister will be big enough, or will be like a storm in a teacup?
I hope it will be big enough.